Welcome to New Zealand's Biggest Gap Year, day 94. New Zealand's Biggest Gap Year is an epic challenge that my partner Laura and I decided to tackle a couple of years ago. We had to do 365 activities all around New Zealand in only 365 days. And today, we are taking you to the Riwaka Resurgence, which is a sacred Maori place and a stunning walk. At the end of the video, join me when I'm going to be answering the questions that you had the first time we published it. See you then.
This morning we are waking up to a beautiful sunrise at the Barn Holiday Park in Marahau, which is right on the edge of the Abel Tasman National Park. But that's not the national park that we're visiting today. We are visiting its neighbour, the Kahurangi National Park.
More specifically, we're looking for the Riwaka Resurgence walk. As soon as we arrive, it starts pouring down with rain, so we are waiting the rain out by having a bit of a lunch in the camper van, and as soon as the rain calms down, we are on our way. The Riwaka Resurgence walk is a very short walk and it's ideal to do on a rainy weather day like today. The place is engulfed with a lot of Maori beliefs and legends. At the entrance of the walk there is a Maori carving as well as the board that explains all those legends. It's a sacred area for the local iwi, and the iwi is the local Maori tribe. The walk is then taking us through a really thick and dense bushwalk alongside a small stream.
This forest is super dense. When we try and look through it, we can't hardly see even a few meters. It is absolutely covered in ferns with moss and trees. This place is so awesome. The walk is quite a short walk, only about 15 to 20 minutes until we reach the end where we see the Riwaka Resurgence.
It might sound silly, but I have no idea how rivers are formed and where does the water come from. So arriving at the Resurgence, which is literally the birth of a river, it's really unique to me and I've never seen anything like that before. There is a massive hole coming from an underwater cavern which is feeding water onto the rocks and then creating the stream that later creates a river.
The Resurgence looks like it's coming from a super deep underwater cavern. It's so deep we can't even see the bottom. And just above that is this sheer rocky cliff face covered in ferns and moss. It's a classic New Zealand sight.
On the way back, we take the time to explore a little bit more the forest that we just walked through. Because the rain has stopped for maybe a few minutes, it gives us the time to stray a little bit off the track, get ourselves a little bit closer to the stream. There is a ton of beautiful trees covered in moss, ferns covering rocks. It's a really cool sight. At some point we even stray off the track to try to get some pictures of small waterfalls which are created by the stream. It's a really awesome place to explore and gives you a lot of room to roam around, as the path is really easy to find back once you strayed off track.
This is a beautiful river with lots of rapids and mini waterfalls, so we can't resist taking a few pictures even if it is raining all over our cameras. Then we get towards the end of the track where we rush into our camper van before we get absolutely soaking wet. We are now heading back towards Marahau via Kaiteriteri, which has a beautiful beach on the way back. It's a bit of a winding road, and then once we arrive back in the Barn Backpackers, we light up the fire and warm back up.
Finally, tomorrow we're gonna get inside the Abel Tasman National Park. We've been all around it. We've done so many activities surrounding the Abel Tasman National Park. Now it's finally our time to get in and check out what New Zealand's most famous national park is all about. Alright guys, so as you can see, it was first a rainy day, which is not unusual in New Zealand. You know, the country is known for having 4 seasons in one day, meaning that, you know, in the morning it can be raining, in the afternoon it can be sunny, and everything in between. So that's why we always advise people to always be super prepared, always have a rain jacket packed with you. You're better off having it in the backpack and not using it rather than not having it. You know, packing a day pack, super important. You also absolutely need some water and absolutely need some sunscreen. Sun protection is extremely critical critical in New Zealand. And yes, I'm talking about sun protection even if you just watched the video of us under the rain. Alright, so this walk, the Riwaka Resurgence, is kind of a hidden gem, and that's the thing that we do on this channel. We love to show you things that you don't usually see in normal travel guides of New Zealand. And in fact, in NZDT.com, which is our travel guide to New Zealand and the largest travel guide in the country, we actually focus on telling you more about unheard of places and less touristy spots of the country. So if you're into that, you may want to check out the website. It's all free, so I'm not selling you anything anyway. In the comments of this video, we had Scotia's Place, which is talking about this walk and saying that it's a really lovely area, and they did explore it before, so that's pretty awesome. They've never been to that walk though, so that's a shame. You definitely need to check out the Riwaka Resurgence if you come into the area, because, well, you get to learn how rivers are formed, or a little stream, or, you know, those kind of things. I personally didn't know how. I never actually saw the formation of a river, so it's kind of interesting. Alright, so if you do have some questions about traveling in New Zealand, we're here to help. Laura and I are kind of experts of traveling in the country, and we do a live session every single Sunday. It's at 8 a.m. New Zealand time. You can subscribe and like the video to get notification when that happens. And yeah, we are sitting down for an hour and answer all your questions about traveling in New Zealand. We have a ton of people that usually join us and ask us about the itineraries and tips of things to do in selected areas, and we're always happy to help and help you plan an epic trip to the country. If you have some questions of your own and you can't make it to the live session, it's okay. You can just put it in the comments of this video and we'll answer them as soon as we can. We're always here to help. In the meantime, you guys have a lovely day. Keep on watching. We'll see you tomorrow for even more about the Abel Tasman National Park. So that's pretty epic. See you then. Bye bye.